The DNC votes for a new chair on Saturday. Big deal here. There are two principal major candidates here. Far, far left Congressman Keith Ellison and just far left former Labor Secretary under the Obama administration, Tom Perez. Jay Jacobs is joining us now here in New York. He's an at-large member of the DNC, and he gets a vote in the election on Saturday.
That's right.
Who are you voting for?
Well, I'm going to be voting for Tom Perez.
Why? Why would you go for the far left as opposed to the far, far left?
Well, I'm not going to buy into your description, but I appreciate it. First of all, I think that Tom Perez is more to the center, and I think he'll appeal to a broader group of Americans. And I think he's also somebody that can organize our party. Our party right now needs to be revitalized, needs some excitement, needs some good leadership. I think he fits the bill.
You think he's a centrist?
I do.
Tom
absolutely.
Perez a centrist?
Yeah, look, you know, America is a centrist country, but it tacks sometimes to the right and sometimes to the left. And I will tell you that he's a bit to the left of center, but he is not off the mainstream.
He was a principal supporter of unions as the Labor Secretary under President Obama. Fair enough.
Right.
Half of union households voted for Donald Trump. What does that tell you about Mr. Perez?
Well, I don't think it says anything about Mr. Perez, frankly. I think it says something about the mood of the country.
And about union membership.
Well, I think that union membership is a very important part of what we do.
Back.
Well, of course we do, and I think that Tom Perez is exactly the guy who could do that. Here's somebody that, you know, rode a garbage truck and collected garbage to get himself through school. He's a guy that knows work and hard work, and he's fought for workers, and he's done a great job in the Department of Labor doing that. And I have to tell you, he's also been somebody who's fought for voters' rights, and that's very important to Democrats.
That's the kind of language which is not going to turn on middle America.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Voters' rights and workers' rights? That's not going to work. Why don't you talk about growth? What's your plan? What's the centrist Democrat plan to grow the economy? What is it?
You grow the economy by growing business, and that is the centrist Democratic plan.
And how do you grow business? And
you grow business by promoting investment in business and by giving businesses an opportunity to invest.
A tax cut.
Well, sometimes a tax cut is an answer.
Are you a Democrat who can get behind a tax cut for business? I don't believe it.
I am a Democrat. I certainly am.
I've never heard of this.
Never heard of Bill Clinton, for instance?
Oh,
absolutely.
That was way back when. That was in the last century, if
Bill Clinton, I think, wrote the book in terms of modern Democratic parties being in favor of business, in favor of things that are good for business, but also being socially responsible and understanding the needs of taking care of people on...
If he wrote the book on how to grow the economy, what the devil happened? Because succeeding Democrats didn't take his advice.
Well, I think Barack Obama grew the economy. Don't you think that he took
Worst performance of any economy in America since World War II? Recovering from recession? 2% growth, that's it?
Well, I would say to you that creating the number of jobs he created, bringing unemployment down to 4.7% and delivering that basket to Donald Trump was pretty good. 40% of them were
part-time jobs because of Obamacare.
Look at the stock market. Where it started under Barack Obama, you talk about business, look at where it ended under Barack Obama.
That was the Federal Reserve.
Oh, it's always somebody else, but Stuart, in fairness, I think Barack Obama saved the auto industry. He did a tremendous job in terms of infrastructure, and I think that he didn't get the credit that he deserves, nor did Democrats. And unfortunately, we see the result of that in this last election.
Were you sorry to see Ray Buckley, centrist Democrat, drop out of the race for DNC chair and instead back Keith Ellison?
Well, I know Ray, and I was disappointed. Surprised and disappointed.
Are you surprised that
Senator
Schumer is supporting Keith Ellison, far, far left?
Let's not make Keith Ellison into something that he's not. Keith Ellison is supported by
left.
He is supported by the very progressive wing of the party.
Way out left.
But
last time I had him on this program, he wanted $1 trillion tax increase. Well, I'd put him way out there on the far, far left.
I would say to you he is further left than I certainly am, but he is not a bogeyman. He is not terrible in terms of the party. If he becomes the chair...
He's an anti-Semite.
I don't believe that. No, I've spoken to Keith Ellison, and I understand people have said that about him. No, he didn't say. He didn't describe himself.
The power of Jews in our society. That passes for anti-Semitism in our society.
I think he has said things that have been inappropriate in terms of how they've come across. I've talked to him. I don't believe that to be the case. That's not my problem with Keith Ellison. Okay. And my problem with Keith Ellison, if there is a problem, is that I just believe that if we're going to appeal to the broader range of voters, not just Democrats, because the Democratic chairman isn't going to just be talking about our base. We've got to branch out. We're going to need somebody with a moderate voice that can attract but still be an emblem of what is important in our party, our principles and our values. I think just Tom Perez does it better.
Jay, thank you very much for joining us.
Stuart.
You're totally wrong on the issues, but that's okay. You can come back again anytime you like.
Thank you.
No, seriously.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.